This is the anti-everything we dealt with for 18 years. Polar opposite. This isn't the guy that's like, give me every receipt for anything you ever did, including breathing air when you're on a trip for the team. This is not the guy that looked at Kurt Thomas and said, let's trade him with 2 first-round picks because I don't want to spend an extra couple of million. This isn't a guy that's going to nickel and dime shit and pray that you win 25 games in a year. This is the guy that wants to do what it takes to win, and that's what this town deserves.
Hank McCoy.
We did hear from Matt Ishbia today. He shared some things around the financial side of running an organization that made us all feel real good.
I know what it takes because I've seen it and I want to be involved. I've never done it in the NBA. I've never done it in the MWA. You know who's done it? Some of my players, my head coaches won championships. So ask them. Like, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. What works? What doesn't work? Let's try to do more of that. Let's build a new film room. Okay, we got you. Like, what can I, my job is to be the best owner. Their job is to be the best player, best coach, best medical trainer. Like, we all have to play our roles. And that's even what Player 15 is about. Like, do your role, be the best at it. It's all about team.
Has there been a price of something that's come across your desk? You're like, I'm not paying for that. Like, I feel like I'm getting ripped off.
No, not if it's going to help us win. So I say, hey, listen, like we did the trade deadline. They said, oh, it's going to add to the luxury tax. I said, is Royce O'Neal going to make us better? Yes. Okay, then what are we talking about? No fan's going to be like, good job saving money in the tax bill. Like, Ishbia is really great. No, they don't care. They want to see a championship team out there. Let's do what it takes.
Do you feel obligated because you're new to the team? Like, you got to earn almost credibility with the fans?
I'm going to be doing the same thing in 40 years. You'll be talking to me about the same stuff. Like, no, I'm not trying to do it because I'm new or I'm old. Like, I just want to do the right thing. Like, I'm doing what the fans would want. We've all done it. Like, oh, if I was the owner, I would do this. Like, we all played fantasy stuff. Like now I am the owner. Now I'm going to do what the fans want, and winning is what they want.
Damn.
I mean, listen.
Yes. We have. This is the anti-everything we dealt with for 18 years. Polar opposite. This isn't the guy that's like, give me every receipt for anything you ever did, including breathing air when you're on a trip for the team. This is not the guy that looked at Kurt Thomas and said, let's trade him with 2 first-round picks because I don't want to spend an extra couple of million. This isn't a guy that's going to nickel and dime shit and pray that you win 25 games in a year. This is the guy that wants to do what it takes to win, and that's what this town deserves. Hell yes, Matt Ishbia. Thank you for spending the money, putting your money where your mouth is, and doing what it's going to take. It might not always work out, but at least you're trying in that mindset.
Can you imagine if we had an owner who was willing to spend with as deep of pockets as Ishbia has 5 years ago?
Oh, my God.
Shoot. I mean... We don't have a championship here in Phoenix, but I'm sure if we had an owner who was willing to spend like Matt Ishbia is spending now, we probably would, to be completely honest with you. And I know there's a lot of like new rules and stuff around the CBA, like the minute we got an owner who's willing to spend, but they'll work on figuring that out. And he's clearly not afraid to go over the and tap into the luxury tax and pay a boatload of money in fines if it makes our team better. And that's all I care about hearing. Like, listen, I don't really want to hear from Matt Ishbia too often, but when I do hear from him, I want him to say, we're going to do whatever we have to do, whatever it takes to make this team better. And if that means I got to spend more money, I'm going to spend that money. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, it's kind of cruel timing too, because you look at what could have been like if the Suns had just paid to keep Joe Johnson, or if they hadn't traded Rajon Rondo and all these guys that they drafted in the first round, trading them right away for cash, basically in like 3 straight years, what Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion might have been able to do together. And now we finally make it out of that dark period, and we get an owner who's willing to spend, and we get hit with all these bullshit new CBA rules that limit the teams that really do want to spend to make their teams better. Like not having a mid-level exception, you're not going to tell me that wouldn't be valuable for a team that's already attractive, a destination like Phoenix is. So it kind of sucks for that reason, but it's a relief to hear Ishbia saying that when you're approaching a summer where, again, you're going to be limited in what you can offer people. But we saw it last year in free agency, how aggressive they were in getting guys that we didn't think they could sign to vet minimum deals. Looking ahead to this summer, Royce O'Neal going to need a payday if you want to keep him. Grayson Allen going to need a payday, and has really bolstered his value over these last couple months. They have bird rights for both of those guys, so it's going to come with a hefty luxury tax bill, almost unprecedented. But it's good to hear Ishbia saying that, approaching a summer like that, because if he feels that these guys can help the Suns continue to win, hopefully he continues that trend and continues to say, I don't care what it costs. I don't care about the luxury tax. I want to make this team better no matter that cost, because that's probably what it's going to take heading into this summer.
All I'm going to say is nobody forced Ishbia to say these things. So
Yes.
when the time comes, AKA this offseason,
Mhm.
you better stand on business and follow through with what he's been telling us from day one, because we're not forcing him to say this. So
Yes.
I better not hear, no, oh, sorry, we couldn't sign Grayson Allen or re-sign Grayson Allen because it was too expensive. Because then we all
Yeah.
riot.
Right.
I just,
And I hope too, because people have pointed out that the campaign trade last year was kind of a luxury tax saving move. The Dario Saric trade was also that. But I genuinely think they didn't think those guys could help them win and that they could do better. So I'm hoping that that's what those moves were.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. If that were the case, then you wouldn't have made the Royce O'Neal move either, because that cost him a large amount of tax money as well. Yeah, you always have to wait and see, because yeah, you're going to have to spend a lot of money this offseason to keep those guys, but everything he's done has shown he doesn't really care about that.